everybody, my name is Elaine Giba. I'm from Rebalance Physical Therapy in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and we also have an office in Narberth, Pennsylvania. And I'm going to talk to you today a little bit about perineal numbness and tingling that can happen when you're working out. So first off, what is your perineum? It's the area we call your saddle area. It's the area between kind of your pubic bone, so that bone right on the front, top, all the way down towards your anus. So layman's terms, you might call it a crotch area. Also, the inner thighs can get this numbness and tingling kind of sensation during working out. So what's it coming from? It might be coming from nerves that are being pinched or compressed in the pelvic cavity. So the pelvis is a pretty small area and everything's really tightly fit into that pelvis. So if there's any kind of change in fluid or if there's a muscle that's too tight, that can pinch down on the nerves and cause that numbness and tingling, especially if it's one of the more sensory nerves that does sensation in the pelvic cavity. What are some things you can do to kind of avoid this from happening? Well, a big thing a big cause of why it's happening too, or why those muscles are tightening up, or why there's more fluid in the pelvic cavity, it has to do with posture and how your pelvis is sitting while you're working out. So for example, let's say you get on the elliptical and you start working on the elliptical and you're going to town, and then all of a sudden you start feeling this numbness and tingling kind of between your legs. What might be happening is your pelvis is tilting forward and you're pinching the nerves that are coming out of the sacral area and causing them to be compressed and get pinched, and that causes the numbness and tingling. So if you get your pelvis into a more neutral position, that's going to take pressure off of those nerves and take away the numbness and tingling. So one thing is just watching your posture while you're doing the exercises. Slow down while you're at the gym and kind of take a minute to just say, okay, what am I doing with my body, and am I in a neutral position? You know, a neutral position for the pelvis is we should have a little bit of a curve in our back, but not a really big one. And it shouldn't be really flattened out either in a posterior tilt. So you can kind of rock back and forth and find that nice middle spot in the, and then try to maintain it by using your lower abdominal muscles to contract and hold yourself in that good posture. And when you're doing weightlifting, same thing. You want to make sure that you're maintaining a neutral pelvis, a neutral spine, a neutral head and neck while you're lifting. So let's say if I was doing a row, I would want to make sure my pelvis was neutral, that I'm using my lower abdominals to stabilize, my head and neck and my shoulders are down and back, and then I would pull through so that I'm not putting myself in a position where I could pinch those nerves. If you're finding that you're getting numbness and tingling frequently, that's a sign that you're compressing a nerve a lot. So you need to, number one, probably follow up with your physician and see if there's anything going on. They may need to do some imaging, like an MRI or a CAT scan. The other thing is to see your physical therapist and see, is there something in your patterning? You know, are you moving in a way that's putting compression on those nerves? It can also be muscular compression that's happening. So your hip flexors, like your psoas and your iliacus, they're big muscles that are on the front of your body. And sometimes when they're really tight, they'll compress the pelvic nerves. Your pelvic floor muscles in the bottom, so your pelvic floor muscles sit in the bottom. If I take out the organs here, you can see them in the bottom of the pelvis. And they can also compress those nerves. So if they're too tight, they might pinch down, and that causes the numbness and tingling. So we would want to make sure we're releasing a lot of these muscles internally and externally to get these that compression to stop. A pelvic floor physical therapist can definitely help you with the internal pelvic floor muscles and the external ones as well. If you live in the Philadelphia area, you're more than welcome to give us a call and come see us, and we can help you work on that. Releasing all of the muscles and getting you into a better posture and alignment to prevent that perineal numbness and tingling during working out. Yeah, have a nice day.